Good morning, church. It's Emily and John Whitaker here. I'm going to do a little reading and say something, and then John is going to finish off with a song. So the reading I'm going to do this morning is Luke 10, verse 38 to 42. And this is at the home of Martha and Mary. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." This is a fairly short passage, and of all the stories about Jesus, it's fairly mundane. However, I think it carries a lot of relevance to our current situation. I was recently listening to a sermon preached by Timothy Keller. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. He's an excellent speaker. The sermon was about anxiety, and he used this passage to make the point that so many of us in modern day life are Marthas, distracted by all the preparations that need to be made, and worried and upset about many things. In contrast, her sister Mary is sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he says. I think this is something we can all relate to. Life gets so busy, and it's easy to fall into the rhythm of being a Martha, worrying about what people think of us, constantly trying to get to the bottom of that to-do list. I was reflecting on this, and I couldn't help thinking, wow, what an amazing opportunity this lockdown is to be a Mary and stop being a Martha. When I was first sent home from work a few weeks ago, I felt rather redundant, guilty, and anxious about what the future might hold. But now I've come to see this forced downtime as an opportunity to spend more time with Jesus, sitting at his feet, and it never fails to replenish the soul. So I would encourage those of you that suddenly have a lot more time on your hands and are finding this lockdown a challenge. Let COVID make us more like Mary and less like Martha. Let's make the most of not having to rush around and instead spend time sitting at the Lord's feet, listening to what he says. And I think that line is key, listening to what he says. It's not a one-way thing. Just simply reading the Bible, listening to some worship music, tuning into 10 at 10 or saying a prayer can really help us connect with the Holy Spirit. And who knows what God might want to say to you. I can't deny that being in lockdown is anxiety-provoking. It's strange. It's pushed us all out of our normal routines and roles. But as Jesus says at the end of that passage, few things are needed, or indeed only one. As Biggin pointed out on Monday, in every situation we find ourselves in, we have to look for opportunities to seek his love and grace. I'm not sure if I'll ever get downtime like this again, not least because I'm about to have a baby. But I'm trying to use this time to be a Mary, and I encourage you to do the same. Now John is going to give us a song, and then he'll close in prayer. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, everyone.
Who am I that the highest king welcome me? I'm lost, but he brought me in. Oh, his love for me. Oh, his love for me. Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God. Dear Lord, I pray that we would know that your fatherhood for us, our identity as sons and daughters, children of you, our living Father. And I pray that that would be true to us all today and going forwards.